I'm making something really delicious. I'm finally getting my kitchen set up. I'm still unpacking. Anyways, I did not realize how many gadgets I have. So I have a miniature crock pot. I have, what is this? A rice cooker. I have this for my wine, of course. I have my coffee. I need to make my coffee. Toaster. Thanks, Mom. By the way, she was like, "Oh, this is too small for us." I was like, "This is perfect for me because I like small, efficient things. Not everything can be that way, but I like it. So Instant Pot, I have that, and then over here I have my yay crock pot, which I'm getting ready to cook something, and I'm going to tell you in a second. And I have this fryer. I've never even used this ever. I don't know if the plastic is still on. And this here is where you can make like zucchini noodles and things like that. I've done that before. I'm still unpacking. Let's take a look at what I'm going to cook now. These are collard greens. Okay, not like I do. I like getting the frozen ones. I do. I don't get the ones that you have to cut and all that. I know. I'm new. I'm new school. I'm kind of in between the old and new. Okay, so this is what it is. The thing is, I need to cook these right away because I don't know. I've had them not too long, but long enough for it to do this. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook these collard greens. But first, what I need to do is these smoked turkey drumsticks. So I'm going to boil that first. That's why I have this here. I'm going to boil that first because this needs to be pretty much done before I put it in. Are you ready for this? The crock pot. Yes, I am cooking my collard greens in the crock pot. Someone told me about this a couple of years ago and I absolutely loved it. They come out so delicious and you just put them in. Really, you put them in like overnight or during the day while you're doing stuff. Oh my gosh. So that's what I'm doing. So instead of water for my collard greens, I use broth and I'm doing something different. I'm going to try it. I just had a thought a couple of days ago. Down here, I'm going to put these potatoes in. So I'm putting onions in there. I'm not putting bell pepper. I've seen people put bell pepper. I am putting some onions. I had some onions that were already cut. This is actually my very first time using the stove here in my new place. Okay, do I have it? Oh, it is. It's on. Duh. So go ahead and leave that on high. Get that water boiling. I'm going to go ahead and put my smoked turkey drumsticks in there. I've taken the top off and I'm turning this up now. So I cooked this with the pot covered for, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours now, maybe 3 hours. And now I'm going to go ahead and just turn it up so it can boil and get done. Not all the way done, because remember, we're going to drop this in with the collard greens. And so that is also going to cook in the crock pot for hours. And all of that delicious flavor from this will seep into the collard greens. Also, I mentioned that I'm using broth. I also use the juice from this. Once it boils down, this is still quite a bit to put in there, but once this boils down and these are done to my satisfaction, I will pour this juice in with the collard greens. I'm just trying to tell you. And then think about those potatoes. They go in towards the end because we don't want mashed potatoes in there, right? Think about all that flavor. This is a meal, y'all. This is cooked to satisfaction. Now I'm going to add all of this to the crock pot. I will be using chicken broth as the collard greens cook. This is actually a mixture of celery and onions. So I'm going to add that in. Yep, just dump that in there. I hadn't used celery before, but I remember I bought this. I actually bought this for something else that I was going to cook, but that's fine. I don't feel like cutting up the onions that's in there right now. I added the first bag of greens. So I just put a little bit of seasoning in. This is this here, okay? Not too much, you all, because what you want to do, even though I put onions in here, I just like putting onion powder. I do. I love putting onion powder and garlic powder. So what you do, not too much salt, because remember we have the juice from the smoked turkey, and you can always taste it as this is cooking, or halfway through, and determine if you need to add more seasoning. And sometimes I do. But I rather be able to add than not able to take away. You don't have to add oil, but I do. So this is an extra step that you really don't need to do, but I just like it. I think that the oil helps for the seasoning to kind of cook through everything. That's just my opinion. So yeah, I added more greens. You see, so this is smoked. All right, so really it's smoked. So it's okay if it looks this color because this is smoked, and I've cooked it, my goodness, for about 4 hours, and it's about to cook in here for probably 6 hours. So this is already falling off the bone, but all that wonderful flavor will get in here. I added some more onions and celery on top there, and so and right now I'm only using the juice from the smoked turkey drumsticks, but as this cooks, if I need to add more, I'll be adding that broth. Now if you don't have any meat to add to your greens, well, just use the broth, okay, and it'll give you some type of meaty flavor if you desire that. I'm about to just mix this up a little bit and turn this on. Literally going to turn it on high. It's going to cook on high for a couple of hours. I'll check on it, and towards the end I'll put it on low. This is all done. Let's take a look. Look at that. So delicious. All of the meat has fallen off of the bone, literally fallen off of the bone. So, and I did put the potatoes in I cut them up fairly small because I wanted to make sure that they cooked well, and they did. Look at how juicy that is. I like my collard greens to be soft. Some folks don't, so of course you could cook it less, but I like my collard greens soft. So look at that. Delicious, delicious. And I did put a little bit of the chicken broth in, so this is absolutely scrumptious. So this is like a wonderful meal. Okay, all you need is cornbread. Go ahead and get you some cornbread and we're good to go. Okay, go ahead and get you some sweet tea too. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow. I will see you next time.